Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, good evening.
So, is my audio clear to everyone? All right. So, many of you had requested me to do one more series on Unit 9, right? So, today my series is this session is again on your Unit 9. And I hope by this time you have at least gone through some of the topics of Unit 9. It has been a week, right? And in our last session, I have even told you how to prepare for Unit 9, how to make it easy. So, how many of you have at least tried studying Unit 9 in that pattern? Let's see. Have you tried studying that Unit 9 in that pattern, at least one topic? Yes, good evening. Good evening. All right. So today, basically, like in the last session, I had given you pictures and I had helped you in finding the answers. In today's series, I have very little pictures for you. Okay, because I expect that you have at least done some homework on Unit 9, because that is the purpose of doing all these series, to not only show you what are the different kinds of questions we have. It is a kind of your revision also. These sessions, they are meant for your revision also. These sessions are also meant for gathering informations, and also doing some homework, so that the next day you can come prepared for the next session, right? So shall we start with today's session? Are we all ready? Type bio if you are all ready. Again, as we go through this session, we will discuss few things, how to prepare and all. We will discuss it. So how many of you are ready and eager to solve Unit 9? Type bring it on, bio. Let's see. Okay, Shaurashmita has said bio. What about others? Ashwarya, okay. Surender, okay. The others, I seem that you are not very confident, right? So let's do one more session on Unit 9. Again, 10 questions we have. We'll discuss, and let's see if I can build up some more confidence in you. So, the first question that I have: based on the reported estimates of biodiversity in India, select the correct option that represents the decreasing order of total number of species reported in these taxa. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to give you some informations regarding this, but these kinds of questions. First of all, foremost, you can understand this. This is a question from the biodiversity in India. Again, a topic which is common for both Unit 9 as well as Unit 10. Because I told you there is the last topic of Unit 10 and the last topic of Unit 9. They are actually connected, right? Now, see, here they are asking you to represent the decreasing order of total number of species reported in taxa. So you have to know the total number of species reported in the tax. Okay. For this, I will always suggest that take the latest information with you. Okay. Books will definitely give you a data. You can find the data of these taxas in the book as well. But you see, these datas, they are constantly upgraded. Okay, so if you can search the net, this is something you have to do. Okay, search the internet and just gather the information, just the numbers. All right, so number of your species, plant species, animal species, amphibians, number of amphibians, number of mammals, number of reptiles. Okay, along with this, like angiosperms, insects, algae, birds, fishes, all of this. Okay, try to get the latest information. Not only that, since this is a topic which is connected to both 9 and 10, in your 10 there is a topic of conservation. Okay, tiger project, there also I will say take the latest information, because these informations, they get upgraded every time. So there are some things which you will not get in the book. There are some homeworks that you need to do from the Google. Okay? Book can give you a general idea, but the current data, the uh, Google will give you. And secondly, when you have all the data with in your hand, be very careful about the question. They are asking you to arrange it in decreasing order. That means from high to low. Okay, from the highest number to the lowest number. So these are very important. In some cases they will ask you in the ascending order. Okay, sometimes they will ask you in the descending order. So be very careful about what order they are asking. So if I take the latest information of these angiosperms, insects and all, then you can take it down also. The insects, they are around 61375, the data. Okay, these are the current data you have. Angiosperms, you have 18000. All right. Then you have the fish. Fishes are your 2500. Algae, you have 6500. Birds, you have 1224. And then you have the mammals. Mammals are your 372. Okay. So now having this data in hand, can you will you be able to rearrange these taxas and tell me what should be the answer? Some of you have already replied. Others, try it. Now you have the data in hand. Right. So you are also editing your answers. The correct option is option 2. Absolutely good. Okay, the correct option is option 2. So here we definitely find that insects are the highest, followed by angiosperms, followed by algae, then fishes, then we have the birds, and the least is your mammals. Right? All right. Moving to the next question. So column X lists various plant types and column Y lists key features of these plants. So here they have given you the different plant types: heteroblastic, phanerograms, hemicryptophyte, hermaphrodite. And they have given you the characteristics in column Y. So you have to match the type of plant with the correct characteristics. Alright? That is what you have to do. Now you must be wondering, what is your heteroblastic, phanerograms, hemicryptophyte, hermaphrodite, right? I have pictures for this to help you. But before that, let's see if people have some idea about your plants. Because last session also I did a question on plant, right? So this is one type, this is another, this is another. I will right now I will not tell you what are what. Let's see if you can figure it out from the picture. Then I will tell you what is what. Have you seen the picture? I'll show you the question then. Seen the picture? Yeah, so of course, this is your dhania leaf. But observe the pictures, okay? Then I will go back to the question and let you analyze. Then I will tell you what picture is what. Okay? Going back. Now you read the characteristic and see if you can at least identify some. Let me see. At least if you can identify some. Oh, option. Till I've hidden the option. Try it out yourself. I understand the option. Oh my god, 1 minute. Yeah, here you are. Try it out yourself from the picture that you have seen. At least if you can understand two. You can understand two from here. I'll show you the pictures once again. Two things are very clearly shown here. One is that phanerograms, okay, and the two different categories of phanerograms, gymnosperm, angiosperm, and this one where clearly the male female has been shown. If you can't link these two pictures, at least these two pictures, it should help you. In fact, these are the things that you have already studied in your school days, I will say. In your 11 or 12 syllabus, you must have come across these words. Okay, the other two, okay, you might not be able to answer, but if you can answer these two, you will get the correct option. That is what I'm saying, Anupam. Even though it is 5 or 6 years back, that knowledge is required in your CSIR. I tell you, what the basic information that you had studied in your 11 and 12, no, regarding the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. Even if you revise those basic things, then also you will be able to solve some questions from Unit 9. Then also, because whichever board you come from, CSC or CBSC, sorry, ISC or CBSC, or any state board, I'm sure you have had the basics of animal kingdom and the plant kingdom in your syllabus. 11 or 11, 12. Either in 11 or in 12. Okay. So obviously you have already seen the options. It is option 4. But see how I am telling you to link the picture with the question. As I told you, hermaphrodite and phanerograms. Phanerogram, what I showed you, they are what? The phanerograms, they're also known as your spermatophytes. Have you heard about this? Spermatophytes, right? And what are these spermatophytes? They are simply known as the seeded plants. Now, the seed can be naked or exposed. Accordingly, you will have the gymnosperm and you will have the angiosperm. Naked seed matlab gymnosperm, covered seed matlab angiosperm, right? So they are grouped together. They're a group of plants that include both your gymnosperm and your angiosperm, and they have a very well developed sexual structure, and they also undergo sexual reproduction. This is a basic information all of you know about, right? So therefore, you can easily connect phanerograms with option 3, right? Now, secondly, what I showed you is a picture of a plant where both your male and female are present. That is a hermaphrodite. Now, hermaphrodite, this is a word, even if you don't connect it with your plant, this is a word you know, right? This is a word you already know, hermaphrodite. What is a hermaphrodite? It is a condition where the male and the female reproductive organs are present together, right? So a plant where you have both your males and females present together, that is a hermaphrodite. We also call it to be like the flower which has both male and female. The flower, we call it as bisexual flowers. Okay, the plant we call it as hermaphrodite, but the flower which is having male and female together, we call it as bisexual flower, or we also call it as your perfect flower. You have heard about these? And take the hibiscus as a very common example, the rose, petunia, they are the common examples. So even if you know that, see hermaphrodite, you can connect it with option 4. Now, if you look at the options here, D with 4 is present at in two options, right? But B with 3 is there only in option 4. So automatically you can select it as option 4, where you have both your B and D together present. So for this, you don't even have to know what is your heteroblastic and hemicryptophyte. From the basic information, you can answer this question. But for your knowledge, let me tell you your heteroblastic. Heteroblastic plants, they are a group of plants that exhibit heteroblasty, which actually refers to the phenomena of having different leaf forms. So in the juvenile form, they you will have one set of leaves, one kind of leaves, and when you grow adult, you will have another set of leaves. So the dhania is a very good example of this. Okay, when the dhania is young, you have this pattern. Okay, you have this pattern, and when they grow adult, the pattern changes. If you ever grow dhania in your house, you will get to see how the pattern changes, and it's very easy to grow dhania in your house. Okay, so in that case, A will come with 2. And hemicryptophyte is your option 1. So hemicryptophyte, one example is your sayonara. Okay, sayonara. The spelling is Cynara. Sayonara, which is a perennial herb. Okay, with an annual developmental cycle. So what happens is the above ground parts they die back in the summertime. Okay, when there is a lot of drought and all, and then but the lower part it remains alive. Okay, so again when the conditions becomes favorable, then the plant regrows. So they are known as your hemicryptophyte. Okay, but again I'm telling you repeatedly, even if you revise your basics of class 11, 12, then also that will be enough to answer your questions. You will be able to solve at least one or two questions. Now, apis is what? Honeybee, isn't it? So which one of the following honeybee species is native to Indian subcontinent? So this is one information which you have to study from the book. Okay, this comes under your unit 9, where Indian subcontinent, under the subpart Indian subcontinent, you will get this kind of questions where they are asking for the native species. Now they can ask for the native plant species, they can ask for the native animal species. Okay, so what should be the answer for this? Either one or two. So most of you are giving me the correct answer. It is option 2. Basically there are 5 species of apis in India. Okay, of which 4 are native. So one is definitely your apis dorsata. You also have the apis serrana. Okay, apis serrana. You have the apis florea. You have apis mellifera. All right, sorry, not apis mellifera. This was an introduction from Europe. Actually, this was introduced from Europe. This is not native. You have one more is your apis uh, andri. One minute. Okay, apis andriniforme. So apis dorsata, serrana, apis florea, apis andriniformis. These are your natives to India, whereas the mellifera, which is also found in India, that has been introduced from Europe. All right. Okay, moving to the fourth question. So this is about the endangered species. This is about your endangered species, but they haven't asked you the animal, what we commonly know. This is not from the animal. Just a minute, my slide. So, what is the correct answer of this? No, the answer is option one. Okay. In this case, the answer is option one, which is your eucalyptus. Eucalyptus, this is listed as your endangered under the Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act. And the reason why eucalyptus is endangered is because this is edible, and this is often attacked by insects. On top of that, aerial cankers. Then these plants, they are also being cut down for road developments. All right. So that is why eucalyptus has been listed as your endangered. Okay. Now, this is something that you have to study well to get to the answer. So, what they have given you, don't panic just by looking at the question. For those who are thinking, my God, what is this question? Don't panic. Just look through the question first, okay? And then analyze and then react. So they have given you the diagram below depicts the relationship of land plants with some of the major apomorphies indicated. Below is the list of apomorphies that have not been labeled on the tree above. Okay, so there are certain apomorphies which has not been labeled, and you have to find it out which is what. Okay, and you have to match it. So A is what, B is what, C is what, and okay. So what is the list of plant? They have given you liverworts, mosses, hornworts, and polysporangiophytes. Okay. Now of these, your liverworts to hornworts, these are your bryophytes, right? These are the different classes of bryophytes: mosses, hornworts, liverworts. And polysporangiophyte, this is your pteridophyte. So therefore, now just recall your bryophytic characters and the pteridophytic characters which you have again studied. This is again something which you have studied back in your school days also. If not in your graduation or in masters, at least in school days, you must have studied some characteristics. Okay. So try to recollect and find it out. Alteration of generation, elaters, archegonium, intercalary growth of sporophyte. You know, these are the terms which are related to you. Will you try? Try it out. I'm giving you some time. Try it. oil bodies. You can straight away, connect this one. Oil bodies. Oil body, intercalary growth of sporophyte, archegonium. Archegonium, what is archegonium? Archegonium, isn't it the female reproductive structure? Right? Female reproductive structure known as archegonium in the lower plants. So, where can you put archegonium? A, B, C, D. Yes, that is the female reproductive structure. Absolutely. So, where archegonium will come? Is archegonium present in liverworts? Is it present in mosses? Is it present in hornworts? Is it present in sporangiophytes? Tell me this. It is present in all the four because all the four are lower organisms. I mean, the lower plants. Liverworts also you have studied archegonium, mosses also, hornworts also, and in pteridophytes also. Didn't you study about yes, funaria in moss, right? But didn't you come across archegonium in bryophytes? The general characteristics of bryophytes and the general characteristics of pteridophyte. You have come across archegonium, right? So archegonium will be here, a character which is common to all the four. Okay. Now if you can just link archegonium, see, you have found the answer. The answer is option 1. So you don't even have to know about intercalary growth of sporophyte, oil bodies, leptotoids, nothing. This is a basic information of class 11 or 12. General characteristics of bryophytes and pteridophytes. Archegonium you have come across. Okay? But for your information, let me give you the other list also so that you know what it is. Intercalary growth of sporophyte, this is unique to your hornworts. All right. All bodies of liverworts are intracellular organelles which is bound by a single unit membrane containing the lipophilic globules suspended in a proteinaceous matrix. So they are very prominent and highly distinctive organelles found in the liverworts here. Now the archegonium present in one of archegonium, this is one of the key evolutionary factors present in all these uh, bryophytes and the pteridophytes. Okay, and leptoids, they are a type of vascular bundles, vascular cells which are found in your mosses. Okay, you get to see it in the mosses. They're a type of your vascular bundle. Okay. Now the next question. The phylogenetic trees given below represent evolutionary patterns in species or population. The differently colored or dashed lines represent a single species or genealogy. Select the option that correctly identifies the type of evolutionary process that these two figures represent. So, what they have given you? They have given you two phylogenetic trees, right? A and B, and they represent the evolutionary patterns in species or population. The differently colored or dashed lines represent a single species or gene genealogy. Okay, so you have to tell me what is the evolutionary process in which process that these two figures represent. What is the answer for this? So here we can understand that these straight lines, these are for the species, okay, and the dotted lines, these are for your gene, right? The dotted lines are for the genes. So in the case of your phylogenetic tree A, what do you get to see here? Absolutely, this is hybridization. Okay, this is hybridization. So here the dotted lines of two different colors, they are fusing and creating a new solid line. Can you see that? Right? So this shows that there is hybridization. Now since A is hybridization, we can eliminate your option 2, 3, right? We can eliminate these two. Now we have to find out between option 1 and option 4 which is correct. So for that we need to look into your B. Now, in case of B, option 1 is saying incomplete linear sorting. In case of option 4, they are saying adaptive interrogation. Now, what is the meaning of this incomplete linear sorting? What does it mean? So, it means that the average divergence time between the genes that can differ from the divergence time between the species. So, if you see here, these models, they are showing you that there is an average divergence point, okay, or the divergence time between the genes and in the humans and in the chimpanzee genome. If you compare, you will see that the chimpanzee genome is older, okay, than the self split that we get to see in humans and gorillas. So now what is the meaning of this? This means that the common ancestor of human and chimpanzee have left some traces of genetic material that were present in the common ancestor of the humans. All right. Now, so if you take that, then this is your option 1. Okay. This shows your option 1. Now, moving on to the next question. Again, this is a match the column kind of question you have. So, option 7, you have to find out the regions of the world where they occur. Question number 7. So, what should be the answer of this? Okay, Anupam, interrogation you're asking, no? Interrogation, it is a transfer of your genetic information from one species to another. All right, and this happens because of hybridization between them, and when you keep on back crossing them after your hybridization. Okay, so that is your interrogation. Genetic transfer of genetic information from one species to another as a result of hybridization between them, and also back crossing. Okay, so yes, Anupam, if you know that Lemur and Madagascar, yeah, exactly, from the movie itself, you can also find out definitely. Lemur is from Madagascar. So you know the answer, isn't it? What should be the answer? Come on. If you just know that Lemur is from Madagascar, right, then what should be the answer? Well, the correct option is option 1. See, you don't have any other place where you have C with 4, isn't it? And this is a common answer we know, right? Yeah. Getting information is what is important. From where you get the information, you don't have to uh, know that. Correct information is what is important. So, Saula is from your Vietnam. Ilipika, this is from your Tian Shan Mountains. And Adax, they are from your Sahara Desert. Okay, so that is what I'm telling you. At least one thing will be common to you, one or two things. Unit 9 is such easy part. If you know, they give you in that way. There will be something which is very common and something which all of you will know. Along with that, there will be others parts which are a bit difficult. Other options which are difficult. So here is again list of various organisms and their dispersal and distribution status in India. So this is again from your Indian subcontinent. Now this one, I think this is something you know. Dhatura. Don't you know about this? Dhatura. must have studied this under your invasive species. Datura, you have studied this under invasive species. Example of invasive species you have studied under Datura. Acantia, sorry, Acantina. This is also one example of invasive species. Now, can you tell me what should be the answer? These are two examples of invasive species. So, what should be the answer? Come on. The answer is option 3. Okay, the answer is option 3. Now, let me give you some information regarding the others. T. rosea, this is has originated in northern South America. It is widespread from your southern Mexico, Central America. Okay, and as far as your Ecuador. Fine. Now, if you take 1 minute. Okay, so you have all noted this. Okay, now see this merops. This is actually a blue throated bee eater. Okay, and it's a species of bird in the bee eater family. And this is migratory also, and they have been reported from your Kerala. Okay, so that is your option 2. So that for this, the correct option is option 3. Now, going over to question number 9. This is from the cladistics part. This is from the cladistics part. But even if you don't know the cladistics, okay, if you just know one thing from there, if you don't know the calculations, doesn't matter. You don't have to know the calculations. There are different calculations that you need to study from the cladistics section. Okay, they give you questions. Sometimes they give you questions from those calculations. The different calculation of the different types of coefficients. But even if you don't know that, from the information that has been given to you should be able to answer this question, and using the concept of principle of parsimony. That is, everyone knows it, right? Even in the last session, we have talked about principle of parsimony. So just analyze the information that has been given to you and the concept of principle of parsimony. You will come to the answer. Trust me, it is not very difficult. Okay, so use the principle of parsimony. You don't even have to have any knowledge of the different coefficient, how they are calculated, and how you build your cladogram. What does this principle of parsimony says? You have to choose the most simplest one. Right, many of you have given me the correct answer. So the correct answer is option 4. Correct answer is option 4. Now look here very carefully. They have told you that 0 is ancestral, 1 is your derived, right? So if you see here, if you compare between the taxa A, B, C, you will see that A for taxa A and B, P and Q is common. For taxa B and C, R is common, right? Now look at the cladograms. For B and A and B, P and Q is common. So if you have P and Q here, then also it is common for AB. You can also have PQ here, which is common for AB. But look at this one. This is not matching with the information, right? Here also there should be a Q, okay, because P and Q is common for both A and B. So automatically you can rule out C, cladogram C. Now you have to check the second one. R is common for both B and C. So R is common for both B and C. Here also R is common for both B and C. So both the cladograms are technically correct if I take this chart. But they have told you to use principle of parsimony. That means you have to select the most simplest representation, right? So if you select the most simplest representation out of A and B, then obviously A is the correct one, because here I have only used 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 parameters. I have used the 3 parameters, but a total of 4 breaks I have used. Whereas over here there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No need of it. This is more simpler. Okay, so option 4 is the correct one. Clear, everyone? But yes, here I would like to mention that do study your cladistics also, and do study the calculation of the different kinds of coefficient. Okay, uh, you get questions from there also. And today's last question. This is the last question I have for today. The figure below depicts the evolutionary tree of organisms based on characteristics that are depicted as number 1 to 4. Sorry. Give me the correct answer. So look at what they have given you: Malabar gliding frog, turtle, great Indian bustard, and the caracal. So what are these? Frog, matlab that is your amphibian. right? Turtle comes under what? Reptilia. Great Indian bustard, what is this? Aves. Caracal, what is this? Mammal. So basically, they are asking you to find out the characteristics which differentiates amphibian, reptiles, aves, and mammals. That's it. And they have represented it with the examples just to scare you, I will say. Okay. But if you simplify it, is a basic difference between amphibians, reptiles, aves, mammals. Again, here it is very clear that you don't have to have a very advanced knowledge. Again, 11, 12 knowledge, the general characteristics of these classes are sufficient to get you to the answer. And yes, all of you have given me the correct answer. So it tells you that you are very strong in animal section, isn't it? Option 4 is correct. So 1 is your tetrapod, 2 will be the amniotic egg because that is not there in your amphibian. Then 3 is your oviparous, okay, which is obviously not a characteristics of your mammals. But what is a characteristic of mammal? Fur. Fur is a characteristic of mammal, right? So from today's question, what did you get to see? You don't have to have very detailed information. Again, I'm telling you the basics. So today itself, if you still have your class 10 or 11 book, whichever standard you had, the plants and animals, just take it out and revise those chapters. Okay, just take it out and revise those chapters. You will be able to solve at least one or two questions by looking by revising those characteristics only. Okay, so tell me your opinion. What do you think? Now do you have a little more confidence in your unit 9, since we have already done 2 sessions on this? Are you getting an idea how to study unit 9, how to figure out the answers? Come on, give me some feedbacks. Are you will you be able to solve unit 9, or at least try? Just not leave it out. Just not think that it is one unit which is impossible to do. No, it is not. It is very much possible. Yes. So start your preparation with those basic informations which you had studied and then proceed to the advance. Okay? And remember, for some things, for some topics, you have to take the help of Google. Okay? The current data, wherever you need the current data, no? The estimates, the numbers, or like which forest is having more number of tigers, and all these informations, take the help of Google. So sit down one day and just few days before your exam, okay? Not now, or few months. All right. So all right, and jot down these informations, keep it in hand with you. Yes, ma'am, but personally, I need to study more on cladogram and parsimony basis concept along with plant species. It will be very helpful. Absolutely, Ashwarya. So, definitely in Biotechnica, we do give you an idea about uh, the cladogram and the parsimony, how to do the calculations and all. Because that is one part that you need to understand from the entire unit 9. The rest of it is just memorization. Okay, so with this note, I will take your leave. Thank you, everyone, and bye bye. See you again in next week with a new session on a new topic. Till then, take care and bye bye.